Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing. Is the mic working at all? What's up? This is so uncomfortable. What day is it? It is October 21st, 2025. And you're watching Disney Channel. No, I'm kidding. It's your birthday? Happy birthday. So the breaking news. I don't have any breaking news. I just, I figured we could make some up as we go. So if you guys, come up with anything that's, kind of breaking news worthy, just let me know. I can't wait to be 36. Congratulations on turning 36. I can't wait to, when I turn 36, I'm gonna be probably wreaking havoc in an old folks home. I'm kidding. I can't wait to be 30. I got a little while to go, but when I'm 30, I'm gonna be tearing up the old folks home. I got some dino nuggies here today. It's age gap on. I think it's autism on him. I found out that a part of autism, apparently, is being able to dislocate your shoulders and turn your arms backwards, which is something I wasn't aware of until last night. And, you're not supposed to do it either. And I've gotten in trouble for it before, doing it online before, so I probably shouldn't do it on here. It's also a sign of Down syndrome too. I didn't know that either. We're learning things. But I was thinking, oh, I should have gone live last night. I was thinking we could do, I want to do Monday streams more regularly and make them I don't know if it'll even work on here, so maybe we'll do a test. I want to make them Kill Tony streams. Where we kind of watch and critique. I've seen, I think, every episode of Kill Tony so far. Which there's probably about 100. I've seen all of them. So I think that would be pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys have ever watched it, but we'll get acquainted with some of the regulars. Maybe we can give some commentary. What was I gonna say? Who's that one of the guys who was on the show has my mirror. Matt Rife. Matt Rife has my mirror, and I need to give him a jewelry box. I just saw that he was, because my mom's been like bugging me about that. I think your photography, no offense, but might be TOS for Twitch. Um, they've, if you see the nudity warning before you log on to the stream, it's because I wore Princess Leia cosplay once, and Twitch was not very happy with that. So, yeah. Now I've got my mirror, so my mom used to have this friend named Lorraine Warren, and she like kind of like she studied like paranormal stuff and like collected items that she thought were like haunted, and um she's like a family friend. She was like part of like a few different like horror movie things, um and like she used to have like this museum thing, and that's where the mirror ended up, but they were gonna take the jewelry box. You guys know about my jewelry box? Like, so this jewelry box is so haunted. I'm telling you. Okay, so this jewelry box, I have to keep it in my underwear drawer, otherwise everything in my room goes like things. I walk in, things are knocked over, all this other stuff. And when my house caught on fire, there was like metal that was melted to my bedroom floor, and this jewelry box was sitting like right in the middle of everything. In the underwear drawer. I know it's weird. And okay, so I got it from this guy, and I need to find it now. That's why I didn't want to talk about it, because I know now I'm gonna like end up tearing everything apart looking for it. It plays the creepiest song ever, and I don't know where it came from. I don't know what the song is, but like this jewelry box plays the creepiest song ever. And this Japanese guy gave it to me. He was like, I was at a tag sale, and he was like, "Please take it. It's for free. It's for free. It's perfect for you. Just take it. It's for free." And like pretty much wouldn't let me leave without it. And I was like, "This thing is creepy." And okay, it's so weird. It's so weird, and it like plays like this really really creepy sound. I need to find it now. Hang on, give me 2 seconds. I don't think it's in my underwear drawer. That's probably why my room like shit keeps going crazy in my room right now, because it's lost. And I thought I had it in my underwear drawer. Okay. Not back there. So this is really bad. Okay, it's gonna take me a minute to find it, but like, I think I have a video of it like singing somewhere. But that's why like I don't want to clean my room until I know where it is, because I know like it's gonna destroy everything. And it does it every time. It like starts playing like, oh, I really need to find it. Maybe it's in one of these. Okay, wait. I don't want to open those drawers like on stream because they have stuff in them. Okay, hang on. Let me turn this slightly down. Okay. Ah. Okay. It was one of my underwear drawers. Okay, I found it. So yeah, one of the people before before they sold the museum to Matt Rife, um, the the people who owned it previously were like asking me to come to the museum and bring this to them, and I kept putting it off because like I don't know, I think like shit was just going on, and I just kept putting it off. My mom kept telling me like, hey, you gotta go stop by, you gotta go drop that off, and then Matt Rife bought it like around the same time, so it was just like boom. Now Matt Rife has it. I don't know who to get a hold of. Um, but this is a jewelry box. I got it for free. Um, from like this Japanese guy, and it's supposed to be in my mom's friend's museum thing, but Matt Wright bought the museum, so okay. I'll play the song for you. And if anybody knows like what this song is, that would be really cool. But like I don't know if I could still. There's this guy named Joe, and he like kind of works. He works for the like Paranormal Research Society in Connecticut. And this is like the inside of it. It's Bach's Ninth Symphony in D minor. Okay, I gotta look that up. Wait, really? You don't know? You got me so excited because like I've been looking for this song for probably a decade now. Like I've been trying to figure out what it is. I did Shazam. I've done Shazam like I've tried like all different types of nothing. I even went on like Reddit. Sadly, I went on Reddit and nobody could figure it out. Somebody said it sounded like one of their like local folk songs, but they weren't like too sure. Like they moved and they couldn't like remember or something. No, I used the Shazam app. I've used Shazam. I've used like every. I, I've I've done the apps to figure it out. This is what it looks like though, and there's like three other ones kind of similar to this online that have like the lacquer, the black, and then the opalescent design on. Another one was like I think it was maybe a dragonfly or like I've seen. I only found like probably two other ones like this online. They were like I think custom made or something because there's no other copies. And you can see the price tag thing on the back of it was ripped off because I guess they decided not to sell it and they just decided to give it to me. It didn't like because I was seriously digging into it to find like the music box maker and it didn't like have really any information. And there wasn't like I can't remember because this was like I went on like a long like after especially after like the house fire thing like I went on a long rabbit hole trying to figure out I can't remember what it was. No, the other ones had different music in them. They all had like specific songs, like this specific other song that wasn't the one that this one has in it. And there was only like three of them. Are you kidding with me or is it real? Where do
Where brings to me? Where do I start?
Doesn't sound like it.
Fine. She fills my heart. She fills my heart. So much love that anywhere. Who could be loved?
No, I did do Shazam.
It's always the same. I've looked through all the hours in a day. I have no answers now, but this much I can say.
Kind of sounds
I know I'll meet her till the stars all burn away, and she'll be mine. I know I'll meet. Can love be measured by the hours in a day? I have no answers now, but this
There's
much
no
I
writing,
can
there's nothing
say.
on it.
I know I'll meet her till the
It's just, it doesn't sound like that. You found it? You guys are just doing song suggestions at this point. Okay, let's see. That's it! Where do I begin? That is it. Okay, I'm gonna like it. Okay, that is it. But it still doesn't explain why it has like a different song from all the other ones. Or why they, like, the fire department found this thing in the middle of my room. And like, I lost everything in this fire. I lost everything. Like, my dressers, there was nothing. There was nothing, not even like my social security cards. There was absolutely nothing. And they walked in, and this box was sitting in the middle of my room. There's nothing, there's no damages on it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even have, like, it's not even charred. And they were just, like, they even came to me, they were like, just like, this is really creepy. Like, I was like, yeah, I gotta agree, that is really creepy. That is a creepy music box. I got it for free at the tag sale down the road. Like, I don't know, it's really weird. Also, one time I didn't have it in my underwear drawer, and like, I had it in the basement, and the entire basement flooded. Like, multiple pipes burst. Like, what if I send it to the museum, though, and it just destroys the museum? Because it's not in an underwear drawer. I know that sounds, like, ridiculous, but this is, like, I swear to God. It actually wasn't during the winter. Is there any more links other than, like, Twitter? No. I mean, there's the Telegram. Okay, hang on. I want to see if I could find the Or, you know what, I could show that. Because it's not like it matters if I dox my old, like, address. It's charcoal. Like, it's burnt to a crisp. It was just a matter if I can remember it. Okay, there it is. Yeah. There's a YouTube video of it. Let me do... Okay, so right here, like, this is my room right here. Where they had to... They said, it burned at 3,000 degrees. There was metal, like, bars and stuff in my room that were, like, melted. And they don't know how it, so, like, I was sitting over here, and it, I guess, started from outside over here. And kind of, like, trapped, like, everybody, including myself, on this side of the house. And from getting out the back this way. And was all over here. And, they did say that there was, the landlord did say that there was somebody who kept, like, coming over, like, we kept finding, like, these beer bottles and stuff, and, like, these weird, like, liquor bottles, and, like, all around the back of the house. And I thought somebody was coming into the house, and my dog came running, and, like, I had this refrigerator, so I couldn't see the, like, back door. And then I just thought somebody was bringing the dog, and then I saw the dog come running from my side. And then I was like, that's not somebody with the dog. So I went and, like, looked to see what was going on, and then, because I guess, I was kind of, like, out of view of it, and I was on my phone. And then I just heard, like, commotion. I figured it was somebody coming in, and then, yeah, then everything was on fire. So, like, when I first got it, and it was in my room, like, I would sometimes see, like a 4-foot-ish, like, figure go by in the direction of where I had it on, like, my dresser. But I kind of attributed that to I was working, like, probably 32 hours a day, not really getting much sleep, and not eating very healthy. So I figured that's probably what was causing it. Um, these are they're, like, impossible dino nuggets. But, like, okay, so from where this is to right here, this, like, little square right here. Let me see if I can make, like, a, no, I can't. Like, this little circle, this little area right here, that's where my room was. And this box, like, they went in because they couldn't, I think you can even see it at the beginning of the video, The fire is still going. And here. I think like something over here catches on fire. Like it was. Wait, hang on. Yeah. This is like right where my room was. And like I was like in the hospital when all this was going down. Or like when they found it. So when I came out, like they were like, well, we found this. And I was like, that's kind of cool. Wait a minute, that's kind of creepy. There's nothing on it. Blink twice if you're the one that set that fire. It was me, guys. No, but I did think that I was the one who set it because I thought that maybe I left the stove on or something. Like, because the area it came from was like the back patio, which was outside of the kitchen. So I figured like maybe I left like the stove on and but then the fire department was like, no, it started from outside. There's like fire underneath the house and that doesn't happen unless like I don't know, like they explained it in the report and I was like, and I mean like at the same time it doesn't really matter, like, oh, is there another one? There's a link for it. Yeah, that's the one. Is this the person who made them though? Entree with the subs. Thank Entree if you got a sub. But is like that the person who made the boxes? Cause it says it's a vintage. I don't know, maybe it just belonged to somebody who. Oh my god, I think I have another one of these. That's in the suggested underneath it. Maybe the person who used to like own it like died a horrific death and just really liked underwear. I don't know. I'm definitely like partially like really attached to it though. Like I don't want to get rid of it. And you know what? That's pretty expensive considering I got this for free. They wouldn't let me leave without it. Because it's like, okay, on here, it says it's $85. I actually did air fry them. Please mail it. Oh my god. No, they're impossible nuggets. They're impossible dino nuggets. But yeah, so I guess Matt Wright bought I really haven't looked into the museum. I just know that they have this mirror that used to be like in my living room when I was growing up. I kind of don't really like remember too much why, but like some of my mom's friends like worked for this investigation thing, and like they like I remember sometimes like people would say like they saw things like in the mirror, and like it would freak me out. And this is like anybody that came over would be like they saw something in the mirror, or like sometimes like lights would come through the mirror and it reflected the like road, and sometimes it would look like somebody's pulling into the driveway because it would start reflecting mirror into the room, but it would be like at night and then there'd be nobody there. And then sometimes like people would say like they saw somebody like in the mirror like at the door, and then there'd be nobody there. And it always freaked me out, so I never looked in the mirror. And then they took it and brought it to like the museum. Schizo confirmed. No, it's like cause like I kind of, I used to be like, oh my god, everybody's gonna think I'm like kind of crazy, but like I kind of, like, this is just what happened. This is just the logistics of it. And now Matt Rife has my mirror, and he needs my underwear jewelry box. Oh my god, because of the word schizo, I guess isn't like allowed. Oh yeah, how is Letty doing? Because I know last stream we talked about, and some people told me that it wasn't a joke. She actually went to India, and I said we need to stop that from happening because that's a really dangerous place. Um, and yeah, I think they're flying to a different city. So when the guy she's with right now, the Pepper guy, um when I was at Rachel's, like he called and like they were on the phone like talking about some show he was gonna do or something. And when I was in the shower, so then I got out and I was like kind of like curious. I was like, how'd it go? And he seemed pretty normal, but I was just like, I looked it up, and the first thing I saw pop up was a Sunny V2. And honestly, like I didn't watch it, but I was like, that's not good, because everybody who's got a Sunny V2 video is usually there's some lore, you know? Maybe we should watch that. Because I was curious, because I was like, because Rachel wanted to go on the show thing with him, and I was like, well, like, let's slow down and figure out who this person is. And my thing is just like, okay, so yeah, I'm like a little sketched about like ideas about like, you know, you're traveling as a woman, or especially traveling outside of the country, traveling abroad. But most importantly, like I tend to think like, okay, who are you going with as like the big thing? And it and she wanted to go on the show to he was gonna be running. So I'm just like, well, you need to think about these things, these aspects. Who are you going? It's one thing if you're in America, in your own country, and, you know, things don't go right. It's a whole other thing if you're across the world and, you know, you don't know how customs work, especially with, like, being a woman. Okay. Yeah, so there was that. It was this one that I came up with. It was only like 10 minutes, and that's why I figured it kind of wasn't like that big of a deal, I think. Because it's just like.
When Sam
So the only thing is, we can't say too much stuff about that country, otherwise we get in trouble on Twitch. Maybe we'll do a kick stream talking about it, but yeah, okay.
Used his TikTok description to the two words lottery winner, then claimed to have purchased an island in Thailand
That's
for
just smart.
$8.5 million. It was certainly bizarre and suspicious.
I have a budget of around 10 million. I could drive my speedboat directly in here, put a panoramic window right in here. I shook his hand, 8.9 million, great deal.
What was even stranger was that Sam hadn't
Okay.
provided any.
In my opinion, there's absolutely nothing wrong with lying on TikTok for clout. TikTok specifically. I feel like everybody does it. And honestly, at this point, if you're not doing it, like, you know, I mean, I don't do it because I banned myself from TikTok for the most part. Because I used to doom scroll. And, but yeah, like, if you're starting up and you're lying on TikTok, I mean, like, I kind of think that's, like, smart, you know? And all these drama farm creators and stuff, they're gonna be like, oh, I can't believe XYZ lied about this for attention or whatever on TikTok. It's TikTok, you know? It's TikTok. It's not like, you know. And this isn't even that bad of a lie. There are some, like, people who go on there and they make up lies, like, about people, which is different. Like, I've seen women go on there and then they, like, say something like, oh, my ex-husband abused me, here's a video of what he looks like and everything, here's where he lives, this is what he did to me, and then it turns out to be a lie. That's a little different if you're doing it at somebody else's expense. But if you're just saying, like, oh, I won the lottery, I'm a millionaire, you're not hurting anybody.
Evidence for this unexpected lucky win. No receipts, no specification as to how much he had won.
Emma
No
will
news
get to in
articles
a
about
second.
TikToker winning the lottery. The only evidence he had was his own personal anecdote.
I recently won the lottery, as some of you know.
And a 7 million view TikTok of him looking at islands in a small wooden boat. So
That's
when Sam
smart,
was
though.
unable to provide any evidence to support the fact that he had any money at all, it was hardly a
a surprise, as those who know the past of Sam Pepper, from his active persona on Big Brother to his fake pranks on YouTube, know that his entire career has been built on lies in a similar fashion to Dan Bilzerian, who he unsurprisingly happens to be an acquaintance of, judging from an Instagram photo taken out the front of Bilzerian's LA mansion. This video will cover the story of a man who faked, frauded, and swindled his way to social media and TikTok success, being exposed at every single point in his journey, yet still managing to maintain his relevancy over a 10-year period, albeit with one of the worst reputations in internet history.
All this stuff is fake. Like, we believe it all, but it's really fake.
Before, he would fake his way to success on TikTok with videos like this one, in which he'd gotten someone to dress up as Justin Bieber.
What's that, Justin Bieber? No, oh my god. What do you call a gal from Canada that can't sing? Justin Bieber?
Sam Pepper had a prolific reputation on YouTube as one of the fakest pranksters on the platform dating back to the early 2010s.
So I worked out, oh, okay, I can do these pranks that these other channels are doing, and I can just fake them. I can just, like, make fake videos.
However, prior to even this, Sam Pepper had already begun to show his fake persona to the world in 2010.
Okay, so it's just about, like, him being fake or whatever. Yeah, this is a lot of virtue signaling, alright? Like, okay, so it's one thing with that guy who, the other example I was trying to remember, but, this guy pretended that his girlfriend died or whatever, and was contacting her through Ouija board, but they didn't let the family know that she was, like, alive, and her family saw the YouTube video and thought that, like, their daughter died. So that's, like, a little different, you know? Was it Jay Station? Yeah, like, that's a whole different scenario. Or if you're, like, lying and you're, like, lying about, you know, I don't know, like, something, like, but with these channels, like, this TikTok stuff, like, who cares? A lot of TikTok is just acting. Like, it's just acting, or people, like, actively doing whatever. There's worse things people have done for clout. And there's worse things people are gonna do for clout. And I think lying about winning the lottery is not that bad. I feel like maybe it's different for YouTubers who are, like, making, like, documentary like style stuff, because they have to be serious and honest all the time. But, like, all he said, like, do you get what I mean? Like, it's not that, it's TikTok of all places. I don't even care about that girl who faked Tourette's on TikTok. I honestly think that was kind of funny. I think that was kind of hilarious. And I know, like, she went until it, but, like, okay, I know she won't, like, maybe, like, upset people who actually had Tourette's, but why the fuck are you going on TikTok to talk about your Tourette's? If you have, like, if you're having issues with, like, a serious medical condition or something, you're using that's using your medical condition for clout, so why can't someone fake a medical condition for clout? If you're having serious mental issues with it, go to a support group. There's support groups online for that stuff. You don't have to be, like, on TikTok, like, a day in the life of Tourette's. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, and then judging somebody who fakes it or makes fun of it for clout. That's, like, yeah, I have no respect for sympathy clout either. Like, I don't respect sympathy clout as, like, an actual thing either. It's like, okay, I don't really have respect for anybody on TikTok, to be honest, to start with. But, like, anybody who's getting sympathy clout is on the same level to me as someone who's on TikTok lying for sympathy clout. Yeah, no. It's different if they're, like, baiting if they're like, I have cancer, please donate here or whatever. That's a whole different situation. But if they're on there just, like, clout seeking, and then these other communities who are also just on there clout seeking by actually having like the disease. I don't know. Um, maybe it is like good for people who actually have it to like get some kind of awareness somewhere or like something, but I just feel like it's TikTok, you know? Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that on TikTok? It's just, it's so weird to me. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't understand the awareness stuff either. Like, the being aware of cancer. Okay, I get it. It's one thing if, like, um, sometimes I'll see, like, TikTok videos, or when I had TikTok, I'd see, like, a YouTube video of somebody, you know, they've got, like, some crazy disorder, like gastroparesis or something, or, like, um, yeah, like Tourette's or whatever, and they're doing like this beautiful painting. Cerebral palsy is another one. They're doing like a beautiful painting with cerebral palsy, and it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. And it's even neater that you have that disorder you're overcoming to go ahead and do that. Um, I think I did see like a painter with cerebral palsy on TikTok once. That's where I'm getting it from. But anyways, that's a whole different thing. When it's like somebody who's just like, I'm here to raise awareness about my cerebral palsy that I have or something, and they just don't do anything. They're just like, this is what I have to do when I wake up in the morning. These are the pills I have to take. This is like the, you know, like the people with the stomach tube things, and they're like doing like the videos of like, this is how I clean out my stomach tubes and stuff. It's like, can you do something else? Please? Like, why do I have to? Why do I have to know about this stuff? Like, I'm sorry you have that. Um, and I guess if I had that too, I'd probably want like the minimum to be like, I'd be able to get some clout out of it. I can kind of understand that, but it's like you can't be mad then when people start copying that and like lying, you know? And I guess it probably does feel like some kind of stolen valor, maybe. Like, I have to live with this, I have to deal with this, and this person's faking it. But like, do you get what I'm saying? Some of them, like, it's kind of like a little too much. I don't know. Now there was like this other guy who was like a comedian or something, and he had like burns all over him. And I was like, okay, you know what? Like, I'm gonna double wash you now because I see that you have, you know, you're covered in burns. And if I was covered in burns, like head to toe, um, and, you know, at least I would want to get some clout for comedy, you know? That would be pretty cool. You can, like, become a comedian or something. That would be awesome. So, like, yeah, I get that. Here's, you know, um, but then people just show up and they're like, you know, like, and some of them too, it's like, here's my life with social anxiety. Oh, I, I see somebody, I have to talk to them today. It's like, I don't know. There was this one girl, oh my god. There was this one girl, I only heard about her because I was watching like some YouTube video on like this, like something with like vacations, like going bad or something, and she was in like some country, I don't remember, but like a volcano erupted, and the tour guide had them a little too close to the volcano when it erupted, and pretty much like everybody died and she made it out alive, and now she has a TikTok where she just answers people's questions, which is interesting. because yeah, I have a lot of questions. I don't know a lot of people who've been blown up by a volcano. You know, that's pretty fucking cool. Like, but I don't want to hear about your goddamn social anxiety. Like, yeah, sure, I'd love to hear, not in a fucked up way, but like out of genuine curiosity, like what it was like surviving a volcano attack. You know? Self-diagnosed schizophrenia, that's kind of a onomatopoeia or whatever it's called. Like that's, or is it a double entendre? I don't know. I'm really bad at like English, but yeah, like that kind of, cause like the thing about schizophrenia is that a big part of the diagnosis is that people who have it are like extremely paranoid about people thinking they're crazy. That's like one of the biggest diagnosing factors. So whenever I see people online like this is a day in my life with schizophrenia, I'm just like, but that's also like a secret, I guess, in the diagnosing process, is that it takes a while to actually like like to treat it is different, but to formally like on a court record or something diagnose somebody with schizophrenia, um it's actually like a really long it's actually like a really long process. And one of the parts of the process is, and um I figured it out, but like one of the things in the process is that if you are like hiding stuff from them, and then like you're like, oh, don't think I'm crazy, but like, you know, this is what I like, they that's like a big part of it in like neuropsychological diagnostics. So it is a little weird when it's like people online saying that they have schizophrenia and talking about it and stuff. It's different when it's like I'm if it's like schizoaffective and they're like being treated and they're not like, I guess, in some episode or something. Um I guess that's like a whole different thing, but yeah, no, they're usually it's like a big part of schizophrenia is like not wanting people to know you have schizophrenia. So my cats are okay. Poncho and Kip made a grand escape the other day. Um, Poncho, Kippy just went over into like a shed, and I was, um, it took me like a minute to grab him, because he gets a little skittish when he's like outside. I guess it's like all the smells and everything. Um, Poncho saw that I realized he was outside the house and just darted right back into the house. Like he just darted right back. I've never seen a little fluff ball run so fast. Yeah, they both, every now and then, like, someone will leave a door open or something. And this happens like once every 6 months. Or like they'll get out, like they'll, one of the screen windows like blew in, and they both, the two of them get out like at the same time, and Pancho tries to follow and bother Kip because Kip's like the older brother, and basically he just like gets mad at Kip, and I think he tries to get Kip to come back inside because he's like, hey, I don't want to be outside right now, you're coming back in with me, and he tries to like herd him back inside, Um, and it doesn't, he usually ends up like pissing off Kip. And then whenever I do get Kip and I bring him back inside, Poncho just like starts bapping at him. If Kip gets out and Poncho doesn't get out, Poncho is pissed off at Kip. He does that though. Is that who I think it is? Shy? If you are the Shy, complete what Shy means properly. ADHD. Oh shit, that is Shy. Yeah, I'll message you on yeah, I'll message you on Discord after this. Sorry, you caught me in a stream. Um, it's been a long time. I'm gonna take a trip down there. I'm gonna take a trip to. Aw, thank you. I'm gonna take a trip. I'm gonna take a trip down to South Carolina, and we're gonna hang out. Okay? We're gonna hang out in South Carolina. Also, don't talk to any of these people online until I talk to you. I don't want you ending up with like creepy people in your DMs. Not that anybody in the chat is creepy, but I'm saying there might be somebody, there might be a certain someone who's gonna come along. So, yeah. I think you guys know what I mean. So, yeah. No, I'll tell her who's cool and who's not cool, alright? How about that? But yeah, no, like certain people have like, you know, I gotta keep everybody in my personal life on like the low, the real low. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with some weird stuff. You're gonna end up with some weird people, um, bothering you, and I don't want that to happen. um, yeah. I get nervous when like I get nervous because I'm like I've seen it happen with people like my IRL, you know, like I'm just like okay. I'm just having some flashbacks here. And I don't think Shy has had to deal with, you know, with any of yeah. I'm just like, oh god. Nah, but we go way back. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, but like, you know, I don't want people's livelihoods also get ruined too. The TwitchCon situation we'll get into. Okay. Oh, hurt my mouth. Really gross. Okay. Let's pull the. I'm more interested in, and maybe it's just because I'm reluctantly streaming on this platform. I'm more interested in the lore on this Dan Clancy guy, because wait, no, I don't. I thought I had my. I still have one of our hang on, 2 secs. I got a bigger jewelry box. I know it's somewhere in here. Aha! I got it. Got it. This is the our friendship bracelet. It was in the jewelry box. When when the fire happened, when the Shy's the best friend's bracelet she gave me in 3rd grade was in the jewelry box. I still have it. I keep it in the bigger jewelry box though, so nothing happens to it. But yeah. Yeah, there was a pretty bad house fire. Now I put the energy out into the universe by talking about the jewelry box. And then Shy shows up. That's funny. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to go to South Carolina. I should. I don't know, should I? That would be a really fun road trip. I don't know if the Subaru could make it down there, but that would be a really fun road trip. And then get to hang out for a little bit. Okay, anyways. So, the Emerald situation. So, I think part of, like, what makes this, like, even worse is that Emeru, prior to, like, she didn't want to go to TwitchCon, especially because her security guard, they fired him for defending her when somebody went after her at TwitchCon. So she didn't want to go. And they pretty much said, like, if she didn't go, then, like, she couldn't. There's something, like, it was gonna, do something to her Twitch channel. I don't remember what she said. But that makes it so much worse. So basically, she's being forced to go get assaulted, and she's not allowed to have her security guard there. I see XQC was talking about it. She did a video on it. I haven't watched much Enru I used to get her kind of confused with Pokimane. I'm not very. Oh, she has the what is that? The cosplay.
We have a city to burn.
This cosplay. I forget what it's called, but I want to do it.
Okay, so first of all, you guys will have to forgive me because I'm not meant to be doing streams like this. I'm meant to be playing fucking dress up in my room, playing video games. Okay. I do not want to have to do like a stream like this. Like it feels like I'm doing like a fucking press conference or something.
Yeah, that.
Hope you guys
I forget what
are
it's
all
called
feeling
though.
okay. Sorry you had to see that. You know what I'm supposed to be doing right now, actually? I'm supposed to be going over my show for my FishCon show, which, I am still doing, by the way.
I saw something about, on Twitter, about, like, a video of her, like, having, like, a breakdown before she went to, like, before any of this happened. She was, like, I guess there's, like, a lot more that happened beforehand or something. And, Asmongold doesn't like bullshit. And Asmongold keeps warning that there's a lot more to the situation than we know. And that she was like, there was also, and I think he might have said something about that underneath. And you know Asmongold talks to everybody, right? Even like the people who don't like him. He still talks to them, like behind the scenes sometimes. I think that situation happened with Pokimane recently. Like or was it It was somebody who like mentioned that they talked to Asmongold about the Hassan stuff, and their whole chat like blew up. I don't know what OTK is, but I know there was something about her crying. And it was like, she was saying something like, you need to like cut out negative people in your life. And then the next day she gets like assaulted at TwitchCon. And it was so bad that it was like on TMZ.
Because of all the work that the production staff and the cosplayers in it put into it. It's not their fault that happened. I'm still gonna do it. But yeah, I don't even know where to fucking start. I don't know if you guys can see this. I wrote fucking notes for this because there's so much stuff that I feel like needs to be talked about, which is also why I was very aggressive.
I kind of want to click notes on.
I mean, you guys know me.
Like, I want to hear what she says, but like.
But I just feel like.
Look, okay. Ever since Adriana Chichik or whatever, ever since she broke her butt and her spine at Twitch because they had a venue or like a thing there that should not have been there, and she landed on pretty much concrete. Ever since that situation, and that was like before I was even using Twitch, I was like, there seems to be some pretty poor OPSEC on Twitch's end. I can't imagine being someone who's kind of like forced in a way to go to TwitchCon, because like even there, it really seems like there's no like security OPSEC. There's no how they even get insurance to run a venue like that is kind of beyond me. Especially ever since the Adriana Cheshire, like, she pretty much could have died and is fucked up for the rest of life. Like, I remember people back then were saying there's not gonna be any more TwitchCon. she was in a secret relationship with Miss Kid, who people suspect was being not the best. I don't know who Ms. Kip is. I can look him up really quick. It did seem like she was kind of crying over relationship stuff, but like, you know what? The personal lives of like people who do this stuff like shouldn't really matter. It's just what they're, you know, if they're not putting anything out there, I guess it kind of just, you know, at the end of the day, they're just entertainers, you know? Let me see if I can. Who's this? Maybe I do know who Ms. Kip is. It's just like. Oh, yeah, no, I've never seen his stuff. Whatever. Who is that guy? Okay, so Clancy, I have to bring this up before I lose track. I don't know if I can even. I can probably kind of show, or like you guys will, if you've seen this, like, you know what I'm talking about. But there's this scene in Scary Movie. There's like this guy, and he's just like, kind of like, this is who Dan Clancy reminds me.
Here we go. I think the taters are just about done. I'm just gonna give them one quick whisk here.
And this guy kind of reminds me of Dan Clancy. I'm not scared. Look, I got a kick to run to. I'll run to kick. I'm not scared to say it. I'm not relying on Twitch. I'm never putting myself in a position where I'm relying solely on Twitch. I'm gonna respect the rules and not say TOS stuff, but you know what? This isn't TOS. This is just a personal opinion. Dan Clancy looks like that, like this guy from Scary Movie. Okay? I'm not afraid to say it. In the video of him like throwing that girl like at TwitchCon was weird. Even just because he just fucking body slammed a streamer. But the most creepy thing about him is his obsession with Hassan. Okay? Dan Clancy's obsession with Hassan is by far the most creepy thing about him. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Cause he will like put out like public statements and stuff. Go out of his way, and he's like said before too, like he's not banning Hassan. Hassan could start doing beheading videos. Like he could do his own like ISIS beheading videos or whatever on Twitch. And this guy is not gonna ban him. It doesn't matter what he does. This guy is not gonna ban him. But, you know, God forbid I don't like ban people who are speaking different languages in my own chat or something like that. Like I'm in trouble. I'm not gonna say everything that's TOS on here because then people are gonna start doing it, but whatever. Yeah, a lot of things are TOS. I'm not gonna forget color game. I mean, like, we already went over my whole issue with Collargate. And I'm trying to listen to this Amaru stuff, okay? But also, I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know a whole lot about Amaru. I've kind of always had a love-hate relationship with Twitch even before coming on here. The only reason I started streaming on Twitch was, first of all, I wanted to raid iDubbbz. Got that done. Second, it was easier than having to set up OBS for any, and like stream keys for anything else. And I figured out how to do that like a month ago. So all this time I've kind of just been stuck here. But yeah, at the same time, I kind of, when it comes to other Twitch streamers, I zero in mostly on like their issues with Twitch and drama and stuff. And I think the only streamer I watched prior to this was Xanos. And Kit Boga. I'm trying to think who okay, so that's literally it. It's just Xanos and Kit Boga, and sometimes I would just like watch streams if I was like, I need some background noise, if I was like sitting alone in the room or something. I just, you know, and then when I started streaming, I'm like, okay, I'll just use the same platform, but I already kind of had heard some things about Twitch. We do have Tectone out here though, which I still don't know what my thoughts are on this Tectone guy, because he will go after Twitch and stuff. He'll go after his son, but it's in like this creepy, like obsessive way. That's like I almost can't take him seriously, because he's just so upset about being banned constantly. And he's constantly banned because, pretty much because Hassan doesn't like him and Dan Clancy likes Hassan. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm trying to like understand like other. Oh wait, no, Joe Bartolozzi was the other streamer I watched in Gunner TV. I never really watched a whole lot of female streamers on here, just because I kind of didn't really know where to start. And anytime like I opened up Twitch, it's usually just like alright. I can remember one time I opened up Twitch and there was just some lady stripping on a stripper pole. It's really hard to it was really hard to find people who's or it's entirely gaming and like they kind of just don't talk at all. Oh yeah, I saw the furry Alright, look, I think that stuff is weird. I'm gonna say it. I definitely think that stuff is weird. Like, I think that, like the nostalgia stuff, or like if you're kind of nerdy, if you like superhero comics and stuff and you're an adult, if you like Hello Kitty and you're an adult, if you like um, Harry Potter and you're an adult, if you like Disney princess stuff and you're an adult, it can get kind of weird, but it's not entirely as weird as diapers. Okay? Wearing diapers, having like sippy cups, binkies, playpens, that kind of stuff. Um, Especially when it's and a lot of I see like a lot of times it's like men who want to wear like little girl dresses and diapers and stuff. And like here's the thing that I was explaining the other day is that like, okay, I like the color pink. I like a lot of like childish things. Um Someday if I like to wear like pretty frilly dresses and stuff. Someday if I have, a daughter, I'd love for us to have matching dresses. I'd love to sew, the same dresses like my daughter. I think that would be beautiful and awesome and wholesome. It gets a little different when it's somebody that's like, I would like to also wear diapers like my kid. Am I wrong? I feel like that's crossing a certain line. Because people accuse me of, being like baiting and stuff, you know, um, P3D0, baiting. And it's like, the other thing I've been getting recently is, can you change your room? Can you make your room look like, you know, can you make your room look different? Can you, like, get rid of all the childish stuff, get rid of all the kid stuff in your background? Sure. Let me remodel my entire room. Let me pull off these shelves on the wall. Let me take apart this bed. Let me get a new mattress. Let me get a new bed frame, new dressers, new desk, a new computer. Like repaint all of my walls. Get new curtains, get new rugs, get new, like, I mean, do you want me to do all that just because you think that I'm attracting people who I wasn't even, like, I didn't set up this room thinking, you know, who's gonna be, who am I trying to attract when I'm streaming? I set up this room years before I even thought anybody would be looking in my room. I did not even, it didn't even cross my mind when I was setting up this room that somebody else might have to come in and view this room at some point. Um, but yeah, like, so it pisses me off when I hear that stuff. Saying that, like, I'm intentionally doing certain things to, draw it. This is just the way it's been in here. This is where I live, dude. Like, if I, if I had the choice to not, like, yeah, like, I kind of don't like people seeing what my room looks like. I'm sure a lot of people don't want the world to see what their room looks like. This is just what my room looks like. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, that's whatever. When it comes to the other stuff, like the outfits and dressing stuff and wearing certain things, it's like, how is that an issue? I don't, I don't get that. I really don't get that aspect. Um, until it comes to the point of you're wearing diapers. in bibs that aren't, you know, bibs that aren't cute or, you know, like bibs that are meant for eating food. And like you're sucking on a binky and you're in a crib. You're in an adult sized crib. Um, I think that's really creepy, but most especially when men do it. So like I've heard the argument and I've seen, you know, cause I used to have a Tumblr, believe it or not, I used to have a Tumblr, and I've seen people, like women in those communities who said it helped them heal from their trauma or whatever. Okay. I'm still a little bit like, um, odd, but live your life. I kind of, you know, when it's like a man doing it though, it's like you were never a little girl. Like you were never, you know, like what are you trying to heal from? And why are you making this sexual? What the fuck? Do you get what I'm saying? Oh, I really don't want to look into that guy. He had some animated stuff like, okay. And I'm not trying to virtue signal here. Like I said, people can do whatever the fuck they want. Like, as long as you're not actively hurting anybody, which I honestly don't know, maybe that person is. As long as you're not like actively hurting anybody, do whatever the fuck you want. Like, who am I to care? I've done plenty of fucked up shit online. Um, Everybody's got a bone to pick with me, but like, I think I'm right to reserve my own judgments about, you know, and yeah, that's true. Even for women, yeah, it it's definitely like I'm double looking, trying to figure out what's going on up there. You know, what's going on upstairs. Um, but a lot of men seem to also see that stuff and confuse all women as like they're the type of woman to wear diapers because they like the color pink or they like floral girly things. And it's like, um, no. That's the equivalent of saying, you know, if you play, oh, you play Fallout? That's for kids, you know? Oh, you like wrestling? Isn't that for little kids, though? You're a grown adult. Why do you have wrestling posters in your room? Oh, you like Marvel? You're a grown adult. Are you creepier? Like, you know, are you doing something creepy here? Are you trying to attract weirdos because you like Harry Potter? It's like, no, it's just, this is what I like. It reminds me of happy times. You know? Hello Kitty, flowers. It's nice stuff that I wanted to surround myself with. I love it. I want to surround myself with it. I wasn't considering that people would be looking at this. Um, so yeah, like, yeah, we gotta do it. Um, we should do a Halloween party too. I wanna do a Halloween party with Rachel. I want us to, like, we should do something, like, cool for Halloween. I feel like I haven't done anything cool for the most cool thing I did for Halloween in the past, like, 10 years was I went for my, I went to driving school last year on Halloween. That's the coolest thing that and basically just drove around, um, trying not to like crash into anything, and there was trick or treaters in the road and stuff. So I had to learn how to not hit people who were trick or treating. Um, And that's the coolest thing I feel like I've done. No, I wasn't driving years ago. I just learned how to drive. I just learned how to drive like I got my license in December. Show and tell. Oh boy. What should I show and tell? My possessed things? I have a drawer of things that like I collect by accident. um Not like stolen things, but things that like okay. So one of those things um okay, I have two things I can give you an example of. So things that come into my life by like accident. Um this is uh an American Airlines thing that I was holding in my hand that I thought was my boarding pass when I was getting off the plane. And I kind of just walked out with it because I was just holding it the whole time. And I hadn't considered that I wasn't supposed to remove it from the plane until I was thoroughly off the plane and out at the airport. I was like, why do I still have this? And then I saw do not remove from airplane. And it's basically got like little diagrams in it. Yeah. Another thing I have is so a while back I ordered Instacart and um this was when we were having like gun club in like these firearm meeting things in my kitchen. I'd ordered Instacart and of course when the guy showed up, you know, everybody jumped up and was like, "Oh, do you need a hand?" And the guy just like dropped the grocery bags and ran. And I was like, "Huh, that's a little odd." And then I see this on the ground and I was like, it hadn't crossed my mind that that was kind of a dangerous situation, that this person was standing there in front of me holding a knife, and then when people came running, this person took off and dropped the knife. Like that didn't it didn't fully process in my mind, so I'm trying to I like tried to stop this guy from leaving, like, hey, you left your knife. Um and I'm trying to like call the guy too. I'm like, hey, you left your knife. It seems like a nice knife. And then I think it took like probably about another 20 seconds for me to be like, oh, he probably wasn't supposed to be standing at my door with a knife. I didn't feel endangered. Like I had a weapon, like a a much, you know, a much stronger weapon within reach, and, you know, grown adult veterans, um, sitting in my kitchen were all thoroughly armed and coming to help me bring in groceries. So I had not considered, um, that I might have been in any danger. It just didn't cross my mind. I just thought this guy, you know, and I used to work on a farm too, so like everybody had like knives for the baling twine, for all that other stuff. And sometimes I would even like accidentally go to school or something, like if I had just fed like in the morning and then I'm going about my day, I just throw it in my pocket because you need to keep those on you just in case all the time. Um, like, so I was just like, oh, this poor guy, he forgot his knife. So it didn't really hit me that like normal people don't show up at your door holding groceries and then with a knife like this. Um, so yeah, but I got this cool knife out of it, and I really do think it's pretty cool. Um, and it didn't hit me until like the next day. Like, should I have like called the cops or something? What if he does this to somebody else? Like, and then I just accepted that, you know what? I got a cool knife. Oh my god. There's really, so it's like got this like little sticker on it, and that's pretty much all I really see on it. It's, oh, it's got another sticker. And I mean, these are like, they're not, oh wait, here's one. It says 1065. I never really examined it. I kind of just like kept, 1065 German surgical steel, designed in USA, made by Tiger USA. And these stickers look like, oh no, they kind of, you know what, they kind of do look like they might have been put in the knife by the company. But yeah. So like, I mean, it's a pretty decent knife. It almost looks like it could go, like you could probably sharpen it to go, I forget what it's called, up this way. Like the throwing knife ones. Like it could easily be like, what are they called? Like the ninja ones or whatever. Which are, I'm pretty sure those are illegal. You could sharpen it to become one of those, which I thought was pretty cool. Um, it's definitely not like a utility knife though. You know what I mean? I wasn't like, I didn't feel in any danger or anything. Like he was handing me the groceries, and then some people came around the corner to help me bring in the groceries, and he dropped all my groceries, and he dropped his knife, and then he just like ran to his car, and I was just like, you left your knife, um, and he didn't even take like a photo of the groceries or anything. He just said like the order was complete. And I was trying to like contact him, be like, hey, come back, you forgot something. I mean, yeah, he could have had, that's the other thing I consider too, is that he could have like, but maybe he just freaked out that like he was holding the knife or something, but I was being kind of pleasant. Like, I was just like, and usually I have it on, like, leave the stuff at the door, too. So, like, then whoever comes, they leave the stuff at the door, and then I go out and I pick up the stuff, but he was, like, knocking at the door and wouldn't, like, leave until I came to get them. And I know from DoorDash experience that you only wait for somebody to show up and take the stuff if they have that box checked off. And I never had that box checked off. Because I don't like approaching people when they come to my door. Unless they're buying something over that's like you need a license for, then you scan the license through the app. Was I wearing all weighted? So I didn't know why he was like knocking either. That kind of freaked me out a little bit. Like, when I was looking back in hindsight, I was like, I usually just think they're kind of like, because that's happened to me another time, and I just kind of thought, oh wait, no, that another person showed up once, and I didn't have it on like on anything like that, but they were definitely, I don't know what they were on. I think they, oh wait, no, there was 2 times, because there was one lady who showed up and she was just shaking really bad, and I was like, are you okay and stuff, and she was like, yeah, I'm fine, and she just like walked into a pole on my yard. So there's like this light post thing, and if you knew where it was, which I'm not going to show you, but if you knew where it was, you'd be like, how did she manage to walk into that? Because it's like nowhere, like it didn't make any sense, and she just ran directly into it, then ran into her car and just pulled out like 100 miles per hour. And I was like, that lady is probably on crack. Another time it was like on, I think it was on like or not a holiday, but like maybe it was like Super Bowl night or something like that. And the person who showed up was like wasted, like they were so wasted, like just they were just like standing there like knocking at the door, and they're like, oh, like and I was like, you alright? Like, they pulled out, like, drove through the lawn, and just fucking, yeah. Those were the other 2 times people have knocked on the door, was either they were on crack, some kind of crack or something, really drunk, and then this time, of course, now whenever I hear a delivery driver knock at the door, I'm like kind of on edge from those 2 experiences, and then the guy with the knife and stuff like dropped everything and ran away, and it's kind of like he seemed like he was completely sober, normal, but I was expecting him to be not all there. I could see that. I could totally see somebody, like, I mean, personally, I think that if I was on, like, even too much coffee, I'd end up probably not being able to DoorDash. I'm just, in general, very, like, shaky type of person, just, like, and kind of, like, an anxious type of person, so I can't really see myself doing that. But, like, I could see people, like, truck drivers that get tired and they do that stuff. I don't think DoorDash is that serious to the point where you would need to be doing meth. I don't think it's that hard, but like I could see somebody being like, yeah, we're gonna lock in really hard tonight, guys. We're gonna deliver all these orders. Let's take some meth. Do you do you see what I'm saying? Would I rather get mobbed by Mothman or Bigfoot? Like, do you mean mobbed as in like? I always think of like ever since Fish Tank, I always think of mobbed as in like when you're talking about like women or something, and then like the Mothman shows up and just walks away. In that case, I would love for that to happen. With either Bigfoot or Mothman. Imagine Bigfoot walks up. Like, that would be hilarious. Okay, I'm being goofy right now. They had Mothman? Wait, is that like the... All I know is Fallout New Vegas. I know like the one that came, like, there was one that had, there was one that had aliens in it. But the one that I know, the only one that I know about is Fallout New Vegas when Bethesda was pumping out good stuff. When Bethesda was pumping out actual playable, fun video games. When they made Wolfenstein, The New Order and stuff. That's about when I found out about Fallout, because I was playing Fallout New Vegas. That's about the same time that those two were released. I feel like they should rehire everybody that was working when they made New Vegas and The New Order, because those two are some pretty good games. I think. Oh my god, did you guys ever download the nude mod? I used to have my characters like play nude. I had the nude mod. That was on my old laptop, but yeah, I managed to like I looked up like the videos. There was also a SpongeBob one I wanted to do, but I never did that. But I downloaded the nude one, and I played a lot of it just like nude. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, okay? But like, did anybody else do that? I don't know. I need to be careful because I can get into like, I can get like a little too locked into video games, and then like next thing I know, like I'm not showering. I'm not eating food or getting sustenance in my body. I'm just playing video games. I just wake up, I'll play video games, and then I'll go to sleep after playing video games. So I need to be, like, I try to be really careful with, like, getting into new video games and, like, set, like, times for myself if I can get myself to do that. No, there's been a lot of times where I've got too locked in and like lost a ton of weight because I was just playing video games all week and not really like taking care of myself. barely getting any sleep, any food, any like, you know. So I try not to do that. I try not to fall back into those patterns. Um, it definitely happened to me with uh, New Vegas, and then it gets to a point where it's like I realize, okay, I need to just cold turkey this and not play this anymore. That's what happened to me with New Vegas. It happened to me. I think I powered through with Minecraft. I was, but I still was like getting way too into it. Yeah, I've still learned quite a few new. I've got um. I've kind of narrowed it down to like about an hour a day of playing. Because I was starting to get like that too with that stuff, and I don't know, I can get like a little too locked into things. Did anybody try doing a run through of New Vegas without making just becoming locally hated? I played New Vegas once and just like went through, and I got to the point where I was just every clan, like every group of people, I was just like, okay, we're not gonna be friends with you. Okay, we're not gonna be friends with you. And then it got to the point where just everywhere I went, everybody in the game, it didn't matter where. Um, no, I'll head down there sometime this week to hang out too. I'll head down to Bridgeport. Uh, I just I got my Subaru running last night. I blew, what's it called? Something, there was like or no, I blew a cylinder in the truck. Um, but yeah, we could also hang out too. We need to like do something for Halloween. I was thinking we could, um, steal everybody's welcome mats for Halloween as just like a prank. Or like mix them up. Like on different floors and stuff, so people are like, what the hell? Why do I have a new welcome mat outside and where is my welcome mat? You know? I think it would be cool. People would be walking to the wrong, like, they'd be like, oh, this is the right one, and it's not. You know? I think that'd be a really fun Halloween prank. I don't know if I would want to go, like, trick-or-treating, though. Although I wanted to go trick-or-treating so bad. Everybody does the trunk-or-treating now. Because it's, like, not safe to go to people's houses. So everybody does trunk-or-treating. Releasing 1,000 mice to your local neighborhood. Where do you even find all the mice? Oh no, Rachel's gonna interrogate me. Incoming interrogation. How fast do mice even breed? I have, okay. All my, all my dishes and silverware and everything, I'm not gonna lie, it's entirely Sanrio Hello Kitty. My cups, my plates, my spoons, my mugs, my bowls, everything is all Hello Kitty. And it goes all the way from like fancy like glass stuff to like metal stuff to ceramic stuff. I have like cupcake holders and everything. It's all Hello Kitty. Don't know why, but when you become an adult, okay, you have decisions to make. And I want to decide what the fine china is going to look like. And I decided all the fine china was going to be a little extra china, okay? I'm like, alright, if I'm going to be sitting in my room eating a plate of something, I'm going to have it match everything else in my room. And then I end up leaving, dishes everywhere that are all Hello Kitty. But I'm like, you know what? It may have mold growing in it, but at least it matches all the other things that are placed all around my room. I mean, yeah, I think I have pretty much Hello Kitty everything. I don't think there's like, I mean, like from purses to like toothbrushes. Oh, what? A Putin plush? A Pern plush? I have so many plushies. I have plushy purses too. Even my computer is Hello Kitty. I have Hello Kitty like wraps around my computer. Um I'm trying to think of another. Like my rug was Hello Kitty. All my pens, like everything is Hello Kitty. My bathrobe is Hello Kitty. Like I just keep everything Hello Kitty. Rachel, no shopping. No online shopping. But yeah. Don't look that up. Oh, did you make me say something TOS? That's entrapment, okay? Because I left you unsupervised. Rachel, I'm gonna sell everything in your house. I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna take out all those Amazon packages. I'm gonna open them up, and I'm gonna take them all to the pawn shop. And we're gonna fix that credit card, okay? Everything's going to the pawn shop.
To find your way, sometimes you have to pave it yourself. That's why the CRV Trail Sport Hybrid has features like all-terrain tires and available enhanced traction control. Introducing
Is
the
it
most
working now?
capable CRV we've ever dreamed of. The 2026 CRV Trail Sport
Sometimes
Hybrid. Now
it'll
part
go
of
off
the
when I
Trail Sport
log
platform.
into Twitch here. Okay, there's this guy.